All right, today we are doing Math 6, Mission 2, Lesson 6, introducing double number line diagrams. We're going to use a double number line to represent equivalent ratios. The warm-up, find the value of each product mentally, then write your answer in your notes. So the first one is 4 5/10, or 4.5 times 4. So I'm going to split this up, and I'm going to write this down so you can see mentally what I'm doing. But I would do 4 times 4, and then I would do 5/10 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16, and then 5/10 times 4 is going to be half of 4 because it's a half times 4. We could also write it like this. So that would get us 4/2, right? And so we know that 4/2 is 2. So I would do 16 plus 2, which is 18. The next one is 4.5, or 4 5/10 times 8. I would do the same thing. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5/10, or a half, is 4. So 32 plus 4 is 36. 1/10 times 65. I know that anything times 1/10 or anything divided by 10, we just move our invisible decimal over one place. So this would be 6 5/10, or 6.5, right? Because this would be 65/10. And so that moves, because we're a base 10 system, it moves that decimal over one place. Now 2/10 times 65, or 2/10 times 65, I know that I would double 65. So 60 doubled is 120, 5 doubled is 10, so that's 130. 130 over 10, I can get rid of those two zeros, so that gives me 13. So this answer would be 13. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Activity 1. The other day we made drink mixes by mixing 4 teaspoons of powdered drink for every cup of water. So every cup means 1. That's what that means. Below are 2 ways to represent multiple batches of this recipe. So you have the drink mix, which has 4 teaspoons per 1 cup of water. So we have a ratio of 1 to 4 for the recipe, but this shows actually 2 batches, so we can say that is 8 to 2. Now, this is the diagram. This is the double number line. So you can see here we have drink mixes on the top. That's how many teaspoons go into the drink mix. And then we have the water on the bottom. So for every 4 teaspoons of drink mix, you have 1 cup. So you'll notice every 4 teaspoons of drink mix, there's 1 cup. 8 teaspoons of drink mix, 2 cups, etc., etc. Okay? So number 1 says, how can we tell that 4 to 1 and 12 to 3 are equivalent ratios? Well, 4 to 1, to get from 4 to 12, we either have to multiply or divide. And in this case, we are going to multiply by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So if these are equivalent ratios, 1 times 3 should get us 3. And it does. So we can actually write that 4/1 is equal to 12/3. And that's because we do 4 times 3 and 1 times 3. Right? We could also write that 3/3, and 3/3 equals 1. So 3/3 times 4/1, and that gets us, because we just multiply straight across, 12/3. So they are equivalent because they both sides were multiplied by the same number. How are these representations the same? Okay, so it is asking us, how is the diagram the same as the double number line? All right, so our diagram shows us 2 batches. Our double number line also can show us 2 batches, right? So how are they the same? 1 and 2 batches. Okay, they both show us how many teaspoons are in 2 batches and cups of water are in 2 batches. They show us how many teaspoons are in 1 batch and how many cups of water are in 1 batch. For different, the double number line actually shows more information. Every time I want to see another batch, I would have to draw it out, right? This one only shows me 3. I would have to have a lot of paper in order to get more and more batches. A double number line shows us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batches very easily. So the double number line shows more batches. The double number line shows more batches easily. All right, how many teaspoons of drink mix should be used with 3 cups of water? Now, I've just added a 3rd batch over here, and that would get us 1, 2, 3 batches, or 3 cups of water. But if I didn't have that, I couldn't have done that. Like, I would have to draw it. On a double number line, I can say, oh, 3 cups of water. Here's 3 cups of water. Right? Here's 3 cups of water. How many teaspoons is that? Oh, look, it's 12. So this is 12 teaspoons. Number 4, how many cups of water should be used with 16 teaspoons of drink mix? So again, I go up here, find my drink mix, and look for 16. Here's 16. And I'm asked how much water, how many cups of water? It's 4, because it's right across from 16. So 4 cups. 5, what number should go in the empty boxes on the double number line diagram? What do these numbers mean? All right, so let's go back up here. I know that I had to multiply 1 times 3 to get to 3. There's 2, 3, 4. They're just going up by 1. So I know this next one must be 5. So this one is 5 cups of water. Now, to go from 1 to 5, I multiplied by 5. So what I do to one side, I'm now going to do to the other. So I'm going to multiply 4 by 5, and that gets me 20. Oh no, it jumped on us. Okay, so we're just going to pick right back up because it did not save. That's okay. So we had 5 here. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So what do these numbers mean? Well, it means that to do 5 batches of this drink mix, we need 5 cups of water and 20 teaspoons of drink mix. So it represents 5 batches with 20 teaspoons drink mix and 5 cups of water. All right, let's go on to activity 2. Here is a diagram showing Elena's recipe for light blue paint. So this is the recipe. So our ratio is for every 2 cups of white paint, she does 6 tablespoons of blue paint. Okay. Complete the double number line diagram to show the amount of white paint and blue paint in different size batches of light blue paint. All right, so we know one batch is 2 to 6. So that's going to be our first. We are going to put white paint on the top, and that's in cups. And then we are going to do blue paint, and that is in tablespoons. All right. So we know that one batch is 2 cups white paint for 6 cups of blue paint. All right. So to get here, it's a 2 to 6. Our next batch, we would have to double this. So we multiply it by 2. So we multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So we'd need 4 cups of white paint. 6 times 2 is 12. All right. So it looks like we're going up by 2s here, right? Because if we want to triple that, then we would have to multiply by 3 to get this one. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Let's keep going. 2 times 4 is 8. So we're multiplying by 4 now. 6 times 4 is 24. Now we're multiplying by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 6 times 5 is 30. Now we're multiplying by 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 6 is 36. So now we have made a double number line for each batch of this blue paint, this light blue paint. All right, we're good with that. 3, how many cups of white paint should Elena mix with 12 tablespoons of blue paint? Well, let's go look and see if we have blue paint, 12 tablespoons of blue paint on our number line. I go to blue paint, so I go here to blue paint, and I find the 12. Here it is. And I look across. I need 4 cups of white paint. 4 cups of white paint. Now, it asks how many batches would this make? Well, one batch was 2 to 6. The next one up is the one we're talking about, so that would be 2 batches. It could make 2 batches. 4, how many tablespoons of blue paint should Elena mix? So we're looking at blue paint with 6 cups of white paint. All right, so here we need to go to white paint and look up 6 cups. So here's 6 cups, and then we want to know blue paint, so we're going to go across the double number line to blue paint and see that that is 18. So it will take 18 tablespoons of blue paint. Okay, now it says how many batches would this make? Well, 2 to 6 was 1, 4 to 12 was 2, so 6 to 18 is 3. So that would make 3 batches. Use your double number line diagram to find another amount of white paint and blue paint that would make the same shade of light blue paint. Well, any ratio that we chose from the double number line would give us the same shade of light blue paint because they are equivalent ratios. All of these are equivalent ratios. So we've already done 4 to 12 and 6 to 18. Let's choose some more. So it says find another. So we just need one more. So we could do this one here. We would need 12 cups of white paint and 36 tablespoons of blue paint, and it will get us the exact same because our original was 2 to 6. So we have an original ratio of 2 to 6. Now we have chosen 12 to 36, right? So we're going to do 12 cups of white paint to 36 tablespoons. We know these are equivalent. Oh, okay. So it's just asking us to choose. So we choose 12 to 36. 12 white paint, 36 blue paint. 6 says, how do you know that these mixtures would make the same shade of light blue? Because they're equivalent ratios. And how do I know that they're equivalent ratios? Because when I multiply 2 times 6 and 6 times 6, I get 12 and 36. So I know that 2 to 6 and 12 to 36 are equivalent ratios because they go up by the same factor. I've multiplied both of the numbers in the ratio by the same number. In this case, 6. That is our lesson. Please go through your lesson summary.